introduction of Explosion Gemini has impacted many weapons and builds, generally leading to an increase in strength. Ao Bai stands out the most among them. Many characters can play explosive weapon build, but as the designated explosion master, Ao Bai is the perfect fit. With these essentials, it sets the higher power ceiling than its peers. Ao Bai's explosive weapon build, compared to the old version, mainly adds a new Gemini engraving step, with no much change in build strategy. If you're a veteran player, you should be able to get hand of it quickly. The main changes are in weapon pairing, usage, and inscription choices. With further ado, let's dive in how to play this version of Ao Bai's explosive weapon build. Before we start building, as usual, let's look at a few points that need special attention. 1. Gameplay changes. Normally, we could click or hold both mouse buttons for dual attacks. In this version, though dual wielding is still needed for ascension bonuses, you only need to shoot with the main hand as the offhand attack doesn't contribute much. Due to launchers having slow bullet speed, slow drift, strong drop, and a needing to charge, playing explosive weapon build will see a direct decrease in explosion range and hit rate, making actual controllability a very important factor. We will expand on weapon recommendations later. 2 explosive weapon normal inscriptions: explosion range plus 2 meters, lucky shot chance plus 50%, and explosion range reduced by 20%, shooting speed increased by 40%, reload time reduced by 40%. The former is for the offhand, the latter mainly for the 50% shooting speed. 4. Offhand weapon recommendation: Tiger Cannon, with 6 meters in basic explosion range, 2 meters in weapon inscription, 6 meters in explosion enhancement. When the main hand's explosion range is at its lowest at 0.8 meter, it can explode up to 17 times. It's crucial to keep the main hand weapon's ammo capacity at the minimum, best achieved with bloody ammo. Also, many items and components can directly add ammo to magazine or increase the magazine size, like Genesis, Skateboarder, extended magazine, and other spiritual links, which can interfere with the operation of Explosion Gemini. Especially for Ao Bai, the situation is more complex than imagined, because when the dog's main hand explosion range increases, if the magazine capacity isn't large enough, it's impossible to control the main hand explosion range to the minimum of 0.8. For example, Ao Bai with max level explosion enhancement using Justice, its basic explosion range is 8, magazine capacity is 6, so empty magazine explosion range would be 1.33, allowing for a maximum of 10 additional explosions. When activating extended magazine, explosion range is 8, magazine capacity is 106, naturally reducing the explosion range to the minimum of 0.8, allowing for 70 additional explosions. Comparing the two, the latter is clear improvement, but reaching the minimum is also tricky, requiring reloading after shooting 106 bullets. Then you need bloody ammo to avoid reloading. Also, discard Skateboarder from extended magazine or keep it with a teammate, and discard improved clip, Genesis. Afterwards, as long as you don't accidentally reload, you can maximize the additional explosion layers of the Gemini. Alright, these are the points to pay special attention to when playing the new version of explosive weapon build. Now, let's start the official build phase. Secondary choices: Counter Violence, Field Prophecy, Copycat, Painkiller, Weapon Genius, Armed Caster. In Lone Wolf, start with Overconsumption or Painkiller for ease and efficiency. Note, it's strange, New Spiritual Link, Refined Powder, and Explosion Gemini has strong conflicts. The former tends to increase explosion range, and the latter tends to decrease, and there is a direct conflict between explosion range and bonus effects. The former strengthens dual wielding, and explosions reduce dual wielding duration, while the latter actually only enhances the main hand. The offhand should remain idle even in dual wielding, not really used for output. So, the new blessing isn't the best choice for explosive weapon build. Still recommend the old picking method. The difference from the Earth version is that you can't pick First Strike anymore, as the main hand's low magazine, low explosion range playstyle conflicts with First Strike. Ao Bai's Ascensions haven't changed its version, so it's business as usual, focusing on weapons, skills, and explosion damage, along with related Ascensions for life power build. Main Ascensions recommendation: Explosion Enhancement, the real core of the build. Without it, you can only explode 708 more times. Precise Explosion, for final damage bonus. Mad Bomber, for a stable increase in explosion damage. Survival Instinct, just level 1 is enough to activate Robust Body. Sharpshooter, to increase shooting speed and accuracy, further increasing damage frequency. A total of 11 levels. Secondary Ascensions recommendation: Battle Tested, to increase dual wielding duration. Lucky Ammo, unleash the potential to increase lucky shot chance. Golden Comeback, mainly to activate Stealth Skin Spiritual Link, so forcefully level it to 3. Its unlock health mechanism is also strong, a total of 10 levels. Primary and secondary Ascensions together make 21 levels. With Blessings in Disguise, you should just be able to max out. Very comfortable. Alternative Ascensions recommendation: Twin Gunner, Sustained Fire, Ember Eruption, to increase weapon or explosion damage, generally lower priority due to conditional triggers. Overloading, Ammo Expert, even lower priority. swap out once the build is complete. Ascension Fusion recommendation: shooting speed, final damage times. Like Wildfire, Warlike Blade, Paradominance, Fear of Flame. Other weapon skill damage ascensions can be chosen as needed. Arcane Ascension recommendation: regularly, Elemental Pulses or Thunder Stab. Elemental Pulses can directly increase elemental output, fitting the build well. Thunder Stab is more useful early on, as weapon shots hitting during the duration can trigger powerful lightning. It can also be fun late game. Thunderous Arcane damage has no limit. Damage scrolls recommendation: increase weapon, skill, element, explosion damage scrolls. First choices are the old three. Defense scrolls recommendation: a set of flesh and bones. Support scrolls recommendation: must pick bloody ammo. The lower ammo capacity can trigger deadly counter other than blessing disguises and movement speed. Nothing else is particularly worth picking. Actually, this build can work with any launcher, but there are a few with especially outstanding strength and controllability, and some non-launcher weapons have turned the tables with the help of Explosion Gemini. This time, we recommend 4 weapons. The first 2 are previously popular explosive weapons, Justice and Deafening Mortar. The reason these 2 stand out is similar. Both have unique mechanisms to increase damage stages, faster shooting speed and projectile drift, better hit rate, and controllability. First, look at Justice. Choose final damage, increased trajectory, and increased shooting speed inscriptions. Exclusive orange inscription increases 3 bombs to improve shooting hits. Each bullet calculates additional explosions independently. Deafening Mortar. Similarly, choose final damage, increase the trajectory, and increase the shooting speed inscriptions. Deafening Mortar, being a cluster bomb, actually has a larger explosion rather than 0.8. It's easier to benefit from double trajectory inscription. Its own exclusive inscription doesn't suit our left-click shooting mode. The other 2 weapons, Crimson Fire Scale, Scorching Rounds, are non-launcher weapons that have successfully turned the tables. Crimson Fire Scale. Core inscription is the exclusive one. Other inscriptions are for increasing critical hit frequency, to increase the frequency of releasing fireballs, not really for weapon shooting damage. Lastly, let's focus on Scorching Rounds. Recommended choices are final damage, trajectory, shooting speed. Why is this weapon popular? Several reasons. 1. The weapon itself has good firearm attributes, also fitting this build. No bullet drop, fast drift, precise aiming, beneficial for Explosion Gemini hit rate. 2. Not a launcher, but its normal shooting already has explosions, so it can benefit from more trajectory and shooting speed inscriptions, increasing damage frequency. 3. Basic explosion range is small. Mid-game doesn't need to specifically adjust the ammo capacity, not reliant on bloody ammo, easy to achieve continuous shooting. Looking back, this guide is quite detailed and might seem complex. If you're already familiar with the game, you should be able to grasp this content. If you're a newbie, just take it easy. Just pick any explosive weapons you like for the main hand, with a weapon having at least 6 meters basic explosion range for the offhand. The additional explosion times are already sufficient. Then consider Ascension scroll selection strategies. After that, you're ready for an exciting journey. So, see you in the next video. Bye!